So I've got another for loop here, and this one is going to fill the console with alternating pink and red hearts. And by pink I mean magenta. And we're told to use the loop counter I. So I've used little I, and that's typical, like in a for loop. Usually you want nice descriptive variable names, but loop counters are different. It's very common to see like a little throwaway variable name like I for integer, or J sometimes, X, Y, or Z. So not necessarily a full, word like we had up here. I only did that because it was our first one and I wanted you to see that that was the counter. But in the loops that you see me do and you see in textbooks, this is way more typical. Okay, so anyway, the thing is with this one, we'll talk about the loop header first. Again, all of the essentials are coded right into the header. And here we have our loop counter, which we're calling I. We're starting it at 1. You can start at 0. You can start anywhere, really. Obviously, 1 would be an okay place to start because we start counting at 1 naturally. But it's probably more common to start counting at 0, which we will do in future programs once we start talking about arrays. We're going to keep going until while I is less than or equal to 2,500. I did 2,500, assuming it takes about 5,000 characters to fill the console. We're going to print 2 at a time here, a pink and a red. So I just cut that in half. And then the increment. Can't forget the increment. So now that's the loop header, and we have all the essentials taken care of. And then the loop body is a multi-line body, so these curly braces are non-negotiable. We absolutely need those. And all we're doing is setting the console color to magenta, printing a heart, setting it to red, and then printing another heart. So you get 2 hearts per iteration of this for loop. Let's go ahead and run it. Okay, and there are my pink and red hearts. Okay, let's take a look at one more here. And this one is kind of along those same lines. We're going to write a for loop to fill the console with alternating shamrocks and diamonds. Use loop counter Z and count backwards. Okay, this is an interesting twist. Not too common, but you might see this from time to time. Is a backwards counting loop. So we have loop counter Z. The initial value, I'm starting it at 2,500. Okay, we're going to keep going while Z is greater than or equal to 1. So I'm counting backwards from 2,500 down to 1, decrementing as we go. Okay, so it's kind of like a backwards loop. The effect is going to be the same. I'll have the alternating characters. Here, multi-statement, loop body, absolutely must have those curly braces there, and then we're just setting the console color to green to print the shamrock or the club, and then cyan for the diamonds. So let's go ahead and run that. And there it is. Okay, I have one more area of concern I want to share in this video, and that's a common mistake I see students make. An honest mistake, but still a mistake. Here's what I see students do, putting a semicolon after the loop header, which is not proper syntax. But here's the thing, I am getting a compiler warning, but not a compiler error. I can run this, and I will run it just to show you the result. Okay, look at that. Why did I only get 1 shamrock and 1 diamond? It should fill the screen. Here's the thing, okay, in C#, a semicolon is a statement. Okay, that's like a nothing statement. You can just pepper semicolons throughout your program. Don't do it. I mean, it's pointless, but there's nothing stopping you from just putting a statement, like an empty statement, in your code. Okay, so what we have here, when you put a statement after the loop header, that nothing statement becomes the loop body. Okay, and what you have, this is your loop right here. This is what the loop is. And then this is just unrelated code that is not part of the loop. So that's why we only got the one shamrock and diamond. So this is basically saying do nothing, absolutely nothing, 2,500 times. Okay, and then when you're done, print a shamrock and a diamond. So be careful with that semicolon. And I understand that when you're beginning, like you're not attuned to the syntax enough to realize that you don't want a semicolon there, because often, very often, you do cap off a line with a semicolon, but not a loop header, not a loop header. Don't do that if you can help it, okay? So, and this is, you know, another reason why you want to use your code models. Look at my demo, the code models in the textbook to guide you when you're coding, as opposed to just winging it.